Let's be honest, loot is always a really nice thing to talk about, and on the basis you've probably started researching your own class and your own tier sets and your own BIS lists, but you might not have looked at anybody else's and might be interested in what their set bonuses are. So today we're just going to look through all the tier 7 set bonuses for each class and what bonuses they actually get, starting with the Death Knight. So 10-man and 25-man for every class and spec have exactly the same set bonuses, but because the tier 7 10-man is only 200 eye level and the 25-man set is 213 eye level, it's only the main stats that change. So for DK DPS for your 2 set, it increases the critical strike chance of your Obliterate, Scourge Strike and Death Strike abilities by 5%, and for the 4 set, your Obliterate, Scourge Strike and Death Strike generate an additional 5 runic power when used. What you'll notice as we go through, there's none where they've got really big fancy procs and stuff like that. You do get some, but most of the class specs and sets are more like this, with some sort of quite boring bonus. The really interesting bonuses come in tier 8, which that'll be a later video. For DK tanks, your 2 set increases the critical strike chance of your Plague Strike by 10%, and your 4 set increases the duration of your Icebound Fortitude by 3 seconds. That's nice, bit of offensive from the 2 set, giving you more threat, and defensive from the 4 set, giving you a longer period of damage reduction and stun resistance. For the Balanced Druid, your 2 set's going to increase the damage your Insect Swarm does by an additional 10%, and your 4 set gives your Wrath and Starfire spells an additional 5% crit chance. Nice to see both set bonuses just giving you raw damage, more or less, because for those of you who don't know, crit is very important for a Boomy, so yeah, all round good set bonuses. For Feral, your Rip is going to last an additional 4 seconds, and your Lacerate deals an additional 5% damage, and your 4 set increases the duration of Bark Skin by 3 seconds and decreases the cooldown of Tiger's Fury by 3 seconds. Now for Feral DPS particularly, both of these set bonuses are actually really nice, because having that additional duration on Rip, and you also get Glyph of Shred, which further increases the duration of Rip, just makes the rotation feel a little bit nicer. And for Bear, again, you're getting raw damage from the 2 set, which is giving you threat, and then you're getting a longer duration on Bark Skin, reducing the amount of damage you take. So pretty cool. For Resto, the cost of your Life Bloom is reduced by 5%, which is nice because you're going to be using Life Bloom a decent amount, and your 4 set gives your Nourish an additional 5% for each of the heal over times present on the target. So if we was talking on a tank, you might have Life Bloom, Rejuve, even Regrowth on it, probably Wild Growth as well. So you've got 4 there, so you potentially can get a bigger heal by 20% if you're healing into that target with maximum amount of hots. Very nice. For Hunters, your pet deals an additional 5% damage. Quite boring, but flat damage, good. And your ranged attack speed is increased by 20% while Aspect to the Viper is active. So Aspect to the Viper is the way, as a hunter, you get mana back. So the fact that you're attacking quicker, you're going to get more mana quicker, so you can get back into Aspect to the Dragonhawk, which you're going to be in to do damage with. So actually not a bad set bonus, not overly amazing, but still decent enough. For Mages, for the 2 set, you're going to get 25% more mana when you use a Mana Gem, and in addition, your Mana Gem grants you 225 spell power for 15 seconds. Now that's what we're talking about. That's a set bonus. That almost seems like a tier 8 set bonus. You're getting 2 benefits just from your 2 set. That's actually phenomenal. Very jealous of Mages. And for your 4 set, your offensive spells gain an additional 5% increased critical strike bonus damage. So just raw damage, very nice. But as I say, that 2 set, getting the extra mana from your gem and increasing your spell power by 225, that's really good, using it as sort of a cooldown. For you Holy Paladins, you're going to get your Holy Shot gaining an additional 10% chance to critically strike, which is particularly nice because it synergizes well with a talent where it will then give you either an instant flash of light or reduce the cast time of your Holy Light. And then the cost of your Holy Light is reduced by 5%, which seems quite boring, but actually it is very good because you'll be using Holy Light a lot. 5% mana reduction over the course of the fight with the amount of Holy Lights you're going to be using. Actually a solid 4 set. For protection, the 2 set's going to increase the damage dealt by your Hammer of Righteousness by 10%, and then your 4 set increases the duration of Divine Shield and Divine Protection by 3 seconds, which is fairly obvious you was going to get something along those lines, because if you look at all the tank sets, they're getting the same thing. They're getting extra damage with 1 ability for their 2 set, which is going to in turn increase their threat, and then they're getting something that increases the duration of their personal cooldown, giving them more survivability. So solid set bonuses. And finally, for the Retribution Paladin, it increases the damage dealt by your Divine Storm by 10% for your 2 set, and the 4 set reduces the cooldown of your Judgment of Light, Judgment of Wisdom, and Judgment of Justice by 1 second. Pretty boring, but you know, like Divine Storm, you don't use nearly enough. It would have been nice getting extra damage on one of the other abilities, even on Judgment, to be fair, but still, all round, pretty decent set bonuses, just giving you extra damage. For the Holy or the Disc Priest, your Paramending will now jump an additional time, which is nice, just passive extra healing. And for your 4 set, the cost of your Greater Heal is reduced by 5%. I'd say the 2 set is pretty much mandatory. Greater Heal is more going to be for Holy. I'm not saying you'll never cast a Greater Heal as a Disc Priest, but you're going to be more focused on Pom, Penance, and doing bubbles on everyone, obviously. So Greater Heal is something you're not going to use as much as if you was Holy, but I'd say the 2 set for Disc and Holy, really strong. But the 4 set, probably not going to need that as Disc. Then for the 2 set for a Shadow Priest, the mana cost of your Mind Blast is reduced by 10%. That's pretty boring. And for the 4 set, your Shadow Word Death has an additional 10% chance to critically strike. It would have been nice for one of those set bonuses just to be extra damage, you know, an extra percentage damage on Mind Blast rather than mana reduction, but yeah, still, not bad, not bad. Not the greatest set bonuses, in my opinion, anyway. So your 2 set increases the damage dealt by your Rupture by 10%, and then the 4 set reduces the energy cost of your combo moves by 5%. Now, the only downside I see personally to these set bonuses, the 4 set's nice, don't get me wrong, but the 2 set increasing damage of Rupture, most rogues are probably going to be Assassination, and you don't even want to be using Rupture. You know, you might need to use Rupture to be able to get your Hunger for Blood up if you haven't opened with a Garrote or something like that to get it up, or you've got no one else to apply a bleed throughout the fight so you can maintain Hunger for Blood. But ideally, you don't want to be using Rupture, so bit of a wasted 2 set. I mean, for combat, could be nice, though. For the Elemental Shaman, your Lightning Bolt costs 5% less mana. Is it only me who finds those mana reduction 2 sets really, really boring? And for the 4 set, your bonus critical strike damage of your Lava Burst is increased by 10%. Extra damage is extra damage, but on Lava Burst, I mean, you're going to be using Lightning Bolt a lot more than Lava Burst. Yes, just probably on the wrong spell in my opinion, but overall, pretty boring set bonuses. Sorry, Ellie Shamans, don't shoot me in the comments. For the Enhancement Shaman, your Lightning Shield damage is increased by 10%, which is nice because obviously your Lightning Shield has a chance to proc through talents, and your Flurry effect provides an additional 5% melee haste. Not a lot to say to either of those, they're both really nice set bonuses to be fair. Extra static damage from static charge while you're just DPSing from your Lightning Shield, and then just getting extra haste so you're hitting quicker. Yeah, it's great. And for the Resto Shaman, for the 2 set, your Water Shield is 10% stronger, and for the 4 set, it increases the healing done by your Chain Heal and Healing Wave by 5%. Really nice set bonuses. So you are going to be proccing those Water Shield orbs. You don't need to get hit. You will be proccing them, so you'll be getting more mana back, which is nice. Well, 10% more mana back from each of the procs, and then a flat out 5% extra healing on Chain Heal, particularly nice. Obviously, being on Healing Wave as well is nice, but Chain Heal, just saying. And then for the Warlock's 2 set, your Corruption and Immolate periodic effects have a chance to increase the critical strike chance of your next Shadow Bolt or Incinerate by 10% for the next 10 seconds. And for your 4 set, Casting Life Tap grants you an additional 300 Spirit for 10 seconds. I don't know why, but these seem like the sort of set bonuses I like to see personally. You know, when you think about like 5% mana reduction or even 5% crit chance, while like 5% crit chance is useful, getting procs is nice, isn't it? So occasionally getting that extra 10%, even though as a Warlock you'd have probably preferred 5% static, if you know what I mean. But the 4 set is great, getting that extra 300 Spirit. Spirit converts to spell power for Warlocks. Yeah, just a nice 4 set. I do like set bonuses where they do something outside of just giving you static crit or static haste or static whatever. And then finally for the Warrior, as a DPS Warrior, your 2 set increases the damage of your Slam by 10%, and for the 4 set, your Bleed periodic effects have a chance to make your next ability cost 5 less Rage. Not bad, pretty good. I mean, as an Arms Warrior specifically, you're going to be keeping Bleeds up a lot, so you know you're going to be keeping Rend up 100% of the time, so should be getting quite frequent procs of this. Spending less rage on one ability means you're going to have more rage for the next ability, etc., etc. So just extra damage. The 2 set, getting 10% extra damage with Slam is nice, but still pretty boring. And the final set bonuses to look at, the Protection Warrior. So this increases the damage of your Shield Slam by 10% and increases the duration of your Shield Wall by 3 seconds. I'm sure you could have probably guessed exactly what that was going to be, because again, it's exactly the same as all the other tanks, where the 2 set's giving you threat, the 4 set's giving you survivability. So that's all the set bonuses. I know you could have just gone online and looked for all of these, but it's better just to have someone tell you what they are, innit? And then, yeah, I don't know, is it? You tell me in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe. Check Rested XP out in the link in the description and the pinned comment if you want to level as fast as I'm going to in pre-patch and RAF. Fastest way to level. And obviously I get a bit of kickback, you know, the channel. It helps support the channel, gives you a really good guide. It's great stuff. Roll the outro. There's lots of ways you can support the channel to keep me here putting out World of Warcraft content and covering all future MMOs. Consider joining the channel as a member. You get access to emotes, everyone will know you're a member when you comment on future videos because you get a nice icon next to your name, and you get access to members-only videos, which I'll be putting a lot of on the channel throughout the year. Additionally, there's a Patreon link in the description as well. Thank you for watching all the way to the end, and I'll see you on the next one.